Hello and welcome to the video by Trump Excel. I am Sumit Bansal, and in this video I will show you how to copy and paste formulas in Excel without changing the cell references. Here I have these numbers 1 to 10, and in column B I have this formula A1 plus A2, and when you go down the cell it becomes A2 plus A3 and then A3 plus A4. Now see what happens when I copy these cells and I paste it here in column D. The reference changes. Here it was A1 plus A2, but here it becomes C1 plus C2. This happens because when I copy these cells and I paste it 2 columns to the right, Excel also changes the reference and assumes that now the calculation also needs to shift by 2 columns to the right. Now, this is useful in a lot of cases, but what if you do not want this? What if you only want to copy the exact formula and not the relative thing? So, in this video, I'll show you a couple of ways to do this. Before I show you those methods, there is another thing you need to know. You can use absolute references. So in this case, it's A1 plus A2. But if I come here in edit mode and press F4, so I select any of these A1, A or 1, and I press F4, it makes it $A$1. This means that now this cell reference is fixed. Similarly, if I come here and I press F4, these two cell references are fixed. So you see what happens when I copy this and I paste it here. It will copy the exact reference. It will not change it. Now this is a good technique, but it is not always practical because if I come here and I double click on this, you can see it will copy the same formula in this entire column, and I do not want this. I want these references to change, to mix up. So I would press Ctrl Z, and in case you can use it, it's a good idea, but if you cannot use it, then I'll show you the techniques you can use so that you'll be able to copy the exact formula. So the first way to do this is manually doing it. If you have only a couple of cells that have these formulas, select the cell, go to the formula bar and simply copy this part, come to the cell, the destination cell where you want this formula, and paste it. Now doing this manually can take some of your time if you have a lot of cells, but if you only have a couple of cells, then I recommend you go to this manual route. Another way of doing it would be using find and replace. So this is a very neat trick, and see how it is done. I have selected these cells which has formulas. Now I would go to the home tab, and here in find and select I would go to replace, and in find and replace dialog box, within find what I would type equal to, and in replace with I would type hash. And now when I click on replace all, it says all done. We made 10 replacements, and see what happens. The equal to sign in the formula is replaced by the hash sign. Now I can copy these cells, come to the destination part, paste it here, and again go back to replace. You can also use the keyboard shortcut Control H to open find and replace dialog box. And now with these cells selected, I would reverse this. So I would type hash here and 0 here. And now when I click on replace all, it'll instantly make the change and my references would not change. This happens because I first made this text. I removed the equal to sign, which actually makes this a formula, and when you take away the equal to sign, it is nothing but text. So I made this text, I copied it, and then I replaced hash with equal to make it a formula again. So this is a very neat trick that you can use. Let me come back here and make these formulas again. And the third way of doing it is using the notepad to copy paste cell references. So to do that, select these cells or select any cell in the worksheet, go to formulas, and here you have within formula auditing show formulas. Click on it, and as soon as you do this, you would see that any cell that has a formula and that was showing the calculated value would now show the formula. Nothing has changed in your worksheet. It still remains the same. It's just that values are now being shown as formulas. So these were values, hard-coded values, nothing changes for these, but these were formulas. So I can see this. Now I would simply select all these cells, copy these, open a notepad, paste it here. Then I would select these cells, copy these, and paste it in the destination cell. If it's here, I would simply paste it here. And now I would go back to formulas, show formulas option, and click on this, and as soon as I do this, you can see that now I have copied these cells without changing the cell references. So these are three ways you can do this. If there are only a couple of cells, you can manually copy paste it, and if there are more, then you can use the find and replace technique, or you can use the notepad to copy paste cells without changing the references in the formulas. That's it in this video. I hope you found this useful. Thank you and have a nice day.